All right. I think we're live. Let's see. Oh, we're here. We're live. Okay. I haven't done this in a while. All right. Just going to post on socials here that we are live. Give me 1 second, everybody. I haven't done this. I haven't done this in quite a bit, but I like doing these. Copy link. We are live. What's up, TSP? You're the first one here. Just let me post it on Instagram real quick that we are live. And then wait for some people to join in. And then we'll start chatting. What's up? It's working. Thanks guys. We'll just keep you posted on this. Just let me post it on Instagram real quick that we're live. How's everyone doing? It's been a minute. It's been busy, man. It's been busy playing some tournaments and stuff, and each time I had that much time to do lives. Just the way it is. Also, if I look very tired, it's because Andrew's been kicking my ass this week. So, it's his fault. I mean, I am properly cooked. Copy link. Let me just post this real quick. Join our live now. Share it with your friends too, guys. Anyone that you guys know that likes the channel, share it. I like doing these. With you guys. We're getting some questions. We're getting a lot of comments already. I like it. Just give me 1 second. I'll start checking it out. What's up? What's good, everyone? Mateo, Manuel, Caddy, Tor, Linda, Goose, Jim, Andy, Tanner's Radar, Timothy. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in. Big live streamer. I don't know. Such a live streamer. All right. We're here. I promised a live today, and I am not gonna lie, pretty tired. And I almost didn't do this, but F it, let's do it. Thanks for the $2. Better than mine. Is the net 39 inches? Thanks for the donation. 39 inches straight across better than what? I don't know what that means, dog. I honestly, I don't know how tall a tennis net is. Is that bad? Should I know this? Save your questions for a little later. I'm not going to answer many questions right now. You guys are asking about tournament and stuff like that. Like, we'll get to that. In a little bit, and save all your questions for later. For now, let's just kind of slowly get it going here. I just want to give the time for some other people to join in the stream. So everything's good. Audio is good. You guys let me know if audio cuts out in some way. We will be watching a little bit of the match versus Felix today. I actually got some notes from I got some notes from what people were talking about in the comment section and stuff like that. So I want to straight some things out here on the chat on this live stream. Talk about levels. Talk about all different kind of things. So we'll be doing that. Then we got a couple updates on my. I got a couple updates on my schedule, and then we'll do a little Q&A to end. I won't be here too long today because by 4:45, it is dog's time. I gotta be a dog dad for a couple more days before I travel. So that's what we're doing. Single father surrogacy. The net is 36 in the mid and 42 on the ends. So why would you do something different than that? Right? Just do whatever the regulation is. Thanks for the donation. Top 10 ATP is going to be tough, but we'll do the best we can here to climb up the rankings. You know what I mean? What else? Do you have much chocolate over Easter? I actually had a lot of snacks. I'm having to cut the snacks. My fiance is not happy with the amount of snacking that I did this last weekend, so cutting on the snacks. Not a lot of more cookies than chocolate, I guess. There's a challenger in Brasilia. I'll go play challenger in Brasilia. Guys, too many questions about my level, about my stuff. Like, I'm not gonna be answering all of them right now. It's kind of not the point. I'm just waiting another couple of minutes here. Got 88 people. Waiting a couple minutes here, so we can start watching the match here against Felix. Actually, while we wait, what if you guys watched that video? Any thoughts? Obviously, I got a lot of. Let's see. Yeah, see, Sarah's telling me that's like too many snacks. Stop listening from outside the door. Our house is too small for me to do live streams. I need like a reclusive area here that no one listens to me. Too many questions. Mullish, save your questions for later, dog. Save your questions for later. I do want to talk about before we get into it. What was is it Fritz? Fritz might be the highest ATP player I've ever played a set against. Right? Like actually playing a set. Because I've hit with Novak, I've hit with a couple people higher ranked. But I never played a set. So yeah, probably him. So since we're gonna watch like the Felix thing in a little bit, if you guys watch it, any questions about that? What's your feeling from playing, from watching that? Let me know here in the. If I'm looking at this, it's because I'm reading the comments here. There's a lot of screens going on, plus the camera's there, and it is what it is. Was the one-handed passing shot just a whim thing or a shot I've done before? I've done it a bunch of times. I have a good amount of videos of me hitting one-handed passing shots, and that's honestly because I'm very right-sided. Right, we've had the conversation about the two-hander being a little more on the right side for certain people. For me, it's very much on the right side, so I have that one-hander well, and I naturally go into this one-hander sometimes when I'm too stretched and the ball is too low and I won't be able to get under it to like create the pass with the left hand like down there. So this will create the pass. I just kind of have that shot. I don't really think about it. It just, when it's necessarily, it comes to me and I hit it and I'm pretty good at it. So it's not a luck. It's not luck. Thoughts about Yannick's Miami dub? I mean, he's just the best player in the world right now. It's not. I don't find it to be that, especially in those conditions. I don't find it to be surprising. Carlos, to win in Indian Wells against him makes sense. Very high bouncy court. He can play like a heavy style and get it off like his waist, kind of like that strike zone area. But like in this faster hard courts, he's just crazy right now. It's an insane level. It's sort of like Novak on steroids in a way. Like, I mean by like, he's as consistent, he's hitting the ball bigger, he's moving better, like kind of peak Novak that we've seen, but doing everything just like to another level. So it's pretty wild. And I don't think he still serves that great. I think he gets away with his serve because his first strike is so good, but I think his serve is still like gonna get better. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be scary. Let's see here. I'll give you my thoughts on Felix as we kind of go along. I thought Felix was super nervous by Nelson here. Yeah, I feel like every time we play, he feels a little bit more nervous than maybe when he plays guys like, that he's kind of loose and they're full ATP pros. Obviously, tennis guys are, we're competitors. We want to be sort of the best one, especially if you're the in this influencer game. But I think there's more to that than just being nervous. I think, you got to be training a little bit more and doing all sorts of things. Let's see. Not comparing the VCore versus per set, guys. There's a full video on that online. I speak 2 languages fluently, Portuguese and English, and I basically can speak Spanish. I just need to train it more. So 3 languages, I guess. Is it realistic that Felix from Tennis Wars cracked top 100? He's far away from you. Guys, top 100 it's a whole different ball game. I think that the fact that people, if you just look by UTR, like the fact that people think someone in the 12s can get to top 100, if they're not 12 by the age of 13, 14, it's going to be really hard. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing in the 14s, and to crack that, again, I talk UTR just because I find it to be a good level measurement. Once you get to this level, for me to become like a 15, that means I'd be playing some good ball for a long period of time. And I think that it's I don't know what the limit is here for him or for anybody, but just by looking at that number, it's gonna be really difficult. You know what I mean? It's like how do I stack up against Giron? You kick my ass. I'll probably make it competitive. We train so much that like we know each other, and that's why I tell you guys, like I beat some of these guys in practice sets because we know each other so well. But it's a different story when you're actually playing for a match, like in a tournament with pressure. I might go to US Open. We'll see. I don't know if I'll have the ranking to play it, but there's usually some brand partnerships that we can do and all that. So I'm gonna try to make it to the US Open this year. Biggest tip for improve their game. Biggest tip for intermediate players to improve their game: learn how to move your feet. Move your feet. Become a better mover, and control the direction of your shots well. Top 10 women can win against a top 1,000 player? I think so. I don't know. I think so. Depends on the player, depends on the situation. Like if you put a guy who's like 1,000 or 1,500 in the world, who's a bit erratic, and you put him in a situation where there's thousands of people watching, I think they might lose. Now, if it's just a practice set, it might be difficult, but it depends on the setting there. Ghosting Fonseca. Fonseca is legit. Like Fonseca is real good. I am trying to get him on the channel through some of like old partnerships. So at some point, hopefully, I can get him, to practice together and do something like that. So so hopefully I can get that going. No, I wasn't in Miami, guys. Like, I'm playing. Like, I'm not traveling with Marcos. Like, I think we've established that, right, on the channel. Someone asked me if I can drive a stick. Of course I can drive a stick. Are you kidding me? Of course I can drive a stick. Sound of lasers? Yeah, that's cool. What are the sounds of lasers? All right. I'm not coaching Giron. Guys, I'm playing pros. I can't be coaching a top 100 player, right? Like that, it just doesn't make any sense. We play a lot. We talk tennis a lot, but we're obviously not working together. Matt, what's separating you from top 100? There's a lot of factors. Yes, serve and first ball is a big thing. Serve and first strike, guys are really good, but you just have to, you know, it's a lot of stuff that I can't really cover today, to be honest. All right, enough of the questions. Too many questions now. Like now we're talking about like all random stuff here. Let's start watching the match. I will make, this is how we do it. Like I'll make some pauses here when I find something to be interesting. I still haven't figured out here the sound thing because I have a microphone here, so we can't really hear the match. You guys will be able to hear me, and that's fine. So okay, we're popping up here. Let me just interact with this. So we're gonna watch together. Save your questions. I will give some sort of I will give some feedback here as we go along. The set's kind of quick too, so we don't have to stay on it for too long. All right, you guys ready? Everyone ready? Let's watch it. All right, whoa. Good, are we able to watch it? Is it playing? Oh, there's a delay, okay. It's quite the delay here. All right, I'm gonna be watching on this screen. Fine error there. It's a tough ball to attack off that slice. Mind you, I hadn't been serving that well. Okay, easy ball error here. I've been serving better now. I found it, but it was a bit off for a little while. Good volley there. So just to start here, first game, nothing crazy, right? We're kind of getting the jitters out. We're just kind of going into when you play Felix. You know, I said this about him in the channel before. He revs very high. It's not just the way he plays; it's kind of his personality. He's just kind of goes. You know, like he's had a Red Bull all the time. This guy doesn't need coffee. But that can be a little tricky in a match, right? Like when you're revving a little bit too high. And what you see is that he doesn't win a lot of boring points. He wins a lot of great looking points. You know, he comes in, like you guys will see here in this game, comes in, hits it very hard, takes the ball early, can put volleys away. But in general, just sort of winning that boring rally, like kind of putting pressure on one guy's side, you know, forcing them into an error. That doesn't happen very often. So this is what we're going to see coming out. So see here, takes that first forehand early. Great winner, right? Like, what are you going to do about that? Double fault, just getting the jitters out a little bit. And serve and volley. Again, great point. Those are two great points that he won in this game, right? Remember that. Another double fault. So, you know, two amazing points and 2 points I didn't do anything. Okay, so here. So on that point right there, as soon as I hit that return fast to his back and you see he immediately goes into a slice, that's a spot where I can pick on a lot. If I can just play fast to the back and press there, the shot tolerance is not really there just yet on that side, at least sometimes. I'm not saying it's always when he plays, but sometimes. So I can pick on that side a little bit hard there. Okay, 30-40, still hasn't made a first serve on this side. See again, so I stepped in, fairly safe back and cross there. I'm not saying it's easy, but fairly safe back and cross. Just like, can I dare him to like hit a good shot out of that side? And that's what we're gonna do. So it kind of is what I just said, right? Like out of those 6 points we played, he won 2 really unbelievably good points, right? Took a forehand early, came in, great. There's nothing I can do about it. But the other 4, I basically didn't have to do much, right? So for me, we're 4 low blood pressure points, and for him 2 high blood pressure points, right? I'm not really looking at the comments right now, guys, so you guys can save some of your comments here. All right, good serve, can take over. Again, a little bit of that like shot tolerance from him, like should be able to kind of keep that rally going a little bit longer. Again, this is all stuff that all right, so he throws his racket right there, and a lot of people in the comments are like, oh, that's the real him. That's the, like, he always, like, come on, everybody. Like, there's no such thing as the real him, right? Like, we have multiple characters that we use in different parts of our lives, right? Like, Novak, whenever he gets angry, people are like, oh, that's the real him. I'm like, no, that's just the guy who's highly competitive, and he's having to like fight all these like inner things and deal with that. He's an incredibly nice guy, and sometimes he just lets it out, and it's fine. So relax about people complaining. I think that's something that's just like, Jesus, like it's like the couch warriors thinking that they have better mental fortitude than a guy who's been playing tennis for so long. Anyways, 30 love, serving good this game. Nothing a lot he can do here. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of first serves. Let me skip the ad here. We don't need to watch the ad again. All right. Okay, so we're at 3-0. Okay, so again, good first serve. Takes the ball early, puts the ball away. That was, an easy put away there. Good first serve. Missed the return. See, just again, this is just kind of a play. This is a fast score, by the way, so I think you guys can see it. But if I can get it quick there and make him because he's always more ready for a forehand than a backhand, right? I'm more ready for a backhand. Like I always have 2 hands on a grip, and I switch to the forehand versus most people are actually the opposite. So he's always more ready for a forehand, so you can rush that grip change. Obviously, it's a good place to be. It's going to be hard. It's a good serve, good return by me. And see, there's like sometimes like just a bit of a press, right? Does he need to go there? Can he just like stay on the point a little bit longer? A bit lucky here. Okay, it's a better point by him. There you go. That's a lot better point. I played some good balls here, but the rally was long. It made me feel a little bit more, right? Like you don't have to win these points, but you have to make the other player feel like I can't just like hit one ball there and the point's over. You have to make them feel like they have to work for the point. Doesn't matter like if you win or lose. Good return there. Again, rushing into the slice. Yeah. So you see how on that side there's not a lot of clarity, right, on that backhand side. Start serving a little bit better here. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really need to do that, right? Okay, so up to here. I'm pretty much in control. This next couple games get a little more interesting, actually. So you see how the service, he's going a little bit bigger, just trying to get that free point, right? But I don't know if that's going to truly, work. Okay. All right, some good backhands here. Look at that, good depth by him. All right, there you go. There's a boring point, right? There is a bit of a boring point there. It's long. He doesn't do much with it. Like he keeps the ball deep and nice and cross, and he forces me into at some point make an error. So these are the points that he wants to see a little bit more with his athleticism and all that stuff. Like he can do that more often. We'll talk about some of that stuff in a second. All right, good serve. I paused that. It's a little bit of frustration, like redlining. That's a simple forehand cross, right? But like, I think he's a few steps ahead. There's like, I need to hit it so good, otherwise he will hit a winner. And I think sometimes he like overthinks it a little bit. Just pick a side and hit it there. Double faulter. Good serve. Oh, here's the one-hander. Let's go. There it is. Whoa. Not luck. Not luck. Oh, bad decision by me. You see, that was easy. Just boring point, right? Serve, open court. Force me into doing something. Good serve. Oh, that was just good athleticism by him there. All right, he's got the game. This is actually last game is a little bit close to. See, like there, I lost the first point, double faults. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna kick it to his back, and then I'm just not. I don't think he's gonna hit like that quality of a return. And I had an easy ball to like put away. You gotta be able to like watch how the other player is feeling there on that side. See, a bit of a rush shot there. Was not luck. Ace. Then it gets a little tense here for whatever reason. Like I just have a hard time closing it out. Double fault. 2 double faults this game. What was that, Karue? Oh, that's a good ball by him. I might have given him a call there. See, boring point. Like he just made more balls. They weren't even that good of balls. You know what I mean? But they were just in. You know, I think a lot of people like I see the commentary sometimes. I'm like, he's hitting the ball too short. He's hitting the ball too middle. He's hitting the ball whatever. I'm like, no, like short's fine as long as it's not just like short and fluffy. Like in the middle of the court, like if it's moving away from the guy and all that stuff, it's fine. As long as it's in and it makes the person feel like, oh, I need to like do a little bit more, and then we end up making mistakes. He hooked me. That ball was like 4 feet out. That serve was also out. People think it was like in. That serve was clearly out. I don't know what like. All right, good serve here. Oh, dropped in. That was also out. I just kind of kept serving good for serves here. Oh, that was a good one. It's good for him. It's good early for him there. All right, and here I was like over with it. That was it. Done. All right, okay. So that's the set. This is set. Let's restart here. Let me bring myself to bigger here. All right, so let me kind of go through some of the things that you guys wrote. So interesting. Felix played Winston, a 4.5 level. I thought he was playing more conservatively, maybe against you or high level. He feels more, he used to do more amazing shots. Yeah, AB. So that's an interesting thing, right? Like, so obviously, when we're playing like different levels, right? If you're playing lower or above. So just in this example, what you said like about him playing playing Winston, obviously why would he go for a lot of stuff? He knows that if he just kind of makes like half decent quality balls in the middle of in a big target, he's going to win the point. So there's no reason to overplay. Obviously you don't want to just give easy balls, but like I can go aggressively into massive targets. And the better player you play, those targets just become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So like when I'm playing a guy like around Felix's level, I feel like I can play just big middle with a lot of quality, and I'll get rewarded for that. Where if I'm playing someone about my level or higher, though I need to start going more, to the corners of the court to get something easier. So the margin of error becomes obviously smaller. So those are the things you have to understand when you're playing different levels. It's just the way it is. So he's playing me here. Again, there's the sensation that he might want to do more with the ball because he feels like I will be doing too much. But I don't think that was the reality. I think the reality was I don't think he was feeling that good about his tennis. And he probably didn't trust that he could even like stay on those points for a long time. So you're obviously going to go for a little bit more. I have those feelings all the time too when I'm playing someone who's a bit better than me and I'm like just making balls doesn't work, and then you start going for more. It's just kind of the way it is. So that's just kind of like a normal thing. But yeah, let's see what else you guys have here. The mustache does help with tennis, just by the way. So here, Aldrin. You mentioned in a previous video that you don't feel like Felix has an identity for his game. Do you think he has moved in that direction since the last time you played him? I still don't think he has, and I think that's something that he's going to need to continue to work on his game. He knows what he's good at. Like, he has 3 fairly simple weapons, right? Like, serve is good, forehand is good, and his speed is really good. So he needs to find a way to like put all those 3 things together. You know what I mean? Like I will dominate a player by using those 3 things and use them more efficiently, right? Like again, the forehand doesn't have to be cranking winners. It just has to be a side where it's like it's solid. It doesn't make mistakes. He can play up, he can play through, he can play early, he can do all kinds of things, and he can use the speed to manage the way he moves around the court. I actually don't mind that he slices. He just needs to be like a bit more aggressive with that slice in terms of like I'm not just being defensive about it. Use the slice. Obviously the backhand needs to get better, and a little bit of that serve consistency needs to get better. So you kind of have to keep plucking away and keep figuring it out, like how to efficiently do what you do very well. It's like it's easy to just like bomb everything. I'm not saying he does that. I'm saying some people are just like, oh, he has a massive weapon. He's a huge forehand. Yeah, but like makes 2 out of 10. Like someone, not Felix. I'll take those odds all the time. Like it's perfectly fine. So I have a couple notes here before I go into some of the questions. I play with K-pop because it's a bit softer, and I like it. That's a bit softer. That's why. But they play fairly similar. It's just kind of up to you. So in general, like again, what he needs to improve, kind of things like that. I did tell him like because he was using gut before during this tournament. He's been using gut for a little while. I said I don't think he should be playing with gut. That's sort of like my 2 cents. Just because gut's very hard to control. Like you guys know, I played with gut for a little while and I thought it was great. But the moment I wanted to play an event, I was like, I can't do this. I would be too tight to like let it go. And so I think a good blend of poly for him, through Dunlop or whoever, he gets sponsors or gets strings, just a good, poly string he's gonna feel like he's not a guy who's gonna slow down. He's not gonna be able to play like maybe like the way I play, a little smoother, a little slower, right? Because I am smoother and slower. So he's gonna need to play. I think if he can continue to like play and rev it out, I just want him to find a setup that allows him the confidence to swing out. So I was like, you need to find something that like gives you that feeling of like I can swing out and not feel like I'm gonna miss or overcomplicate things. So I think for the gut has been an issue on for him. I again, you can get fooled by the feel of it, and it's amazing if you know how to play with it, but it's a very difficult thing. So I guess that's the number one thing I think he needs to kind of change and go back into a simple poly, maybe soft poly setup. Number two is kind of what we said, right? Like it's sort of this idea of creating the identity and creating a way of playing. Is like I think we got too caught up like not right now. Oh, the matchup is too easy, or he's only doing this right or that wrong, and this and that. It's like it's not that. It's just like you kind of have to put in a lot of work to do this job, right? Like of playing tennis professionally. It's just the way it is. It's the nature of it, and obviously, we have kind of businesses with this thing, this being online and all that stuff, and sometimes it can get your focus away. I can imagine what it does when you're like at the top, right, where you have all sorts of commitments and things like that. But for us, it is a business. He puts out a lot of content. He focuses a lot on that, and that can get in the way of tennis sometimes. So finding that balance of like, I just need to go grind and train and figure my game out again. It's part of it. He obviously needs to get better at that backhand side. Doesn't have to be like amazing. It just has to be a reliable. I can hit it cross and keep it in for a long time. That would be number one. Consistency. Number two, right? Be able to use his speed to stay in the point. Just like his speed can create pressure as long as he can put balls on the court. Like right now, his speed doesn't create that much pressure because he's erratic. But the moment he can I can run, keep the ball in good quality, and then get into a position where I can be more offensive, that would be tough because he's quick. I did tell him, I was like, he slides on the court a lot. I was like, it's unnecessary. Everyone loves sliding. People love seeing sliding. I find it to be, unless like Sinner does it so well, a couple people do really well, I find it to be an inefficient way of hitting. You start sliding to shots that you don't need to slide, that you can get there balanced and hit. So he does that a little bit too much. And really, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not, you don't need to overthink it. I think people are overthinking it too much on, it's the internet. It is what it is. I read the comments and sometimes I get a little upset about it. But that's really it. I mean, I've talked to him, in much more depth about this, and I'm hoping he slowly but surely finds his groove. Again, he's been, just grinding, and so it's his own journey, right? Number two here, I got lots of comments on different mental side. He's mentally weak. He's so mentally weak. Oh, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I get it. I understand that, but it's not really that, right? Like, you have to put yourself through a situation there where I was very in good form. I played really good tennis, not just that day, but for the following 2 weeks, I was playing well. Been training a lot. Obviously, there's a 2-point UTR difference is a lot, right? Like, it's a substantial difference. It's hard to overcome that, and so he's obviously gonna get frustrated, and so it's one of those things where, like, just let the guy be. He's 20 or something like that. Like, I get frustrated. I made a whole video about being frustrated for an entire match. So, I just find that to be such it's not really the reality. You know what I mean? And then there's like weird stuff. There's like, oh, like he's training at all these academies. He's obviously rich. He's not. Okay, it's so funny. I'm like, everyone's like, you see, he proves that just because you come from money doesn't mean you're going to be good. I'm like, this doesn't come from money. He's doing this YouTube thing so he can pay for his journey. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Going to these academies, they open it for him because he has this massive following. So it's good promotion for the academies. You know what I mean? Like, just think about what is it that we do here. It's just a simple thing that he can go out there, experience the academies. They're like, hey, like, if you want to shoot, great. And he's able to do so and make great content and make money and be able to stay on the tour. But that thought process is everyone needs to eliminate. There's some guys spamming with that, like, shut the F up. All right, so Felix, I got you, brother. Okay, from Bird, thanks for the donation. Do you think the future of tennis is more like Alcaraz and aggressor, or keep playing more plays like Novak and Medvedev? Um, I think, I mean, it's a cop out, but I think it's both. I think if I think there is going to be someone who's going to be a bit of a mix between like Medvedev and Nick Kyrgios, someone that can like have an amazing serve, can maybe serve and volley, can be very tricky, but then returning they can just lock in and put a billion balls. Making balls is still a really important thing, just making a lot of balls, right? And to play very highly aggressive Alcaraz style is tough. And to be that good doing that, and that's why for me, Roger is always going to be the best ever, because I don't think you guys understand how hard it is to win as much as Roger did, being that offensive and not having like off weeks, like a lot of off weeks. He just could win so much playing that offensive. So it's really difficult, but yeah, I think someone at some point is going to be able to, a tall guy that can serve and volley and like take away those middle returns that everyone is so good at. It's a really difficult thing to do, but I think someone is going to come along, and I hope like just in general they can change some of the surfaces to be a bit faster. It's like a lot faster, a lot slower, so we can have more variations in game style. Right guy Thorson, why should one sponsor you? What makes you different? That is a great question. Are you interviewing me? I don't know. That is an interesting thing. I probably would say I have more eyeballs than 95% of the tennis players out there, following my journey. I'm good at sharing my story, and if you want to sponsor me, you can sponsor me. If you don't, you don't. I'm not good at selling myself. If you like me and you want to sponsor me, you can sponsor me. If you don't, it's fine. So, wait, give me a second. No, NS is that isn't rich. Yes, he pays for the flights with the money he gets from making videos. It's what? This is work. We don't do it this just to do it. I mean, obviously it's work. All right, let's read some of the stuff here. Actually, let's go into some tour updates. So that's it about Felix stuff. Anything else that you guys want to ask? Any questions? Okay, talking about Ithaca. Game is played. Can I just let me see if there's any good questions here that I missed, guys? Here, Nelson had a good question. Felix seems so rushed even in neutral balls, so he drops the short often. What's the main reason for that? And how can one deal with that better in a match? It's creating like. Sometimes it's hard to understand like how a ball is playing in a match. Like if it's skidding through the core, like through video, it might be difficult. So what your neutral shot does to the other side, right? So in that situation, it's a fast core. My ball is gonna like skid through the court. Like even if it's low and short, like that ball is not like sitting up. It's gonna skid through the court. So he's gonna feel that rush. He's gonna feel like even down here, that ball's coming fast. Even if I'm not hitting the ball deep, the ball's still coming fast through my racket. It's not slowing down. I'm hitting the court, it's slowing down and going up. So when those differences, and I mean, it's like Indian Wells, Miami, completely different things. So, so it's like one of those things where it's one of those things where maybe in the video you don't realize that, but like any of my shots is just really moving through the court, so that creates that pressure. And then the other thing is, again, was he trusting that his neutral ball was good enough? That's something that, again, the last thing he gets is, neutral ball. His neutral ball is still all over the place. He doesn't have that like sort of go to stay, keeps me in the point, doesn't get me too far ahead, doesn't get me too far behind. Let's just stay here and wait for the next opportunity. Just stay with my legs and do that. So neutral balls, we talked about this in the channel. I might make some videos on that soon, but that's where you win and lose a lot of points. Mr. Celtic, thanks for the donation, man. Felix, a great player, needs to tap into breaking down players with solid rally cross. This is also how mentally breaks down as well. Yeah, that's what I just said. Just like having sort of like a cool, neutral, I can do this in my sleep kind of shot, right? It doesn't have to be amazing. It just has to kind of go in and go there. Yeah, I'm still loving the ring racket. There's a little bit more weight. I just needed to feel it on my back end, but yeah. How would Simon match up against Felix? That's a good question. I think Simon would win, just because I think Simon, again, he does have he does have an identity. He's quick. He has a decent serve. He's good returns. He can make a lot of balls. That would be an interesting one to watch. Have they played? I'd watch that one. If I see any content from Gladiators, I've seen their thumbnails. I don't really know them. I don't think we'll collaborate. I think we're doing different things. Someone's asking me if Felix can get to top 700. I mean, it might take a little while, but he could. I mean, a lot of people get to 700. I read your super chat, dude. Oh, Citybird. Thoughts on coaching tennis? It's such a vague question. What are my thoughts? What did Bill Martin say during the matches? He didn't say really like much. I mean, he's great. He's a great guy. College tennis coaching is not like what you guys expect. College tennis coaching, it's more about the environment. It's about managing a team. It's not just like one-on-one stuff. So it's not really it's been 10 years too. Like, I don't really remember what we talked about. Like, half the time I just tell the coach to shut up, not because I was angry. I was just leave me alone. But yeah, coaching in general in tennis, it's like, I think everyone has their own philosophy and all that stuff. You kind of have to find what's going to work for you. Like, I talk about, my ways of thinking about the game, and I'm not saying I'm right. It's just the ways I have to think about the game in order to perform at the highest level. And if I don't, I can't play. So, but it's a difficult thing to coach someone in a way that it's like not what you would do. Like, if I was doing this, I wouldn't do that, but they're good at that, so you kind of have to allow them to do that. So it's a difficult thing. All right, we're getting a lot of stuff here. We're getting a lot of stuff. Okay. All right, too many questions. Relax, guys. Relax about the questions, because we're. What am I talking about now? Oh, pro updates. I'm actually leaving in a couple of days. I'm playing 2 challengers. I think I'm going to get in. So Morelos, Mexico. If you're in Mexico, you can come check it out. And Acapulco in Mexico. So a 75K and 125K. I'm out of the qualies as of now, but I think the list will move, and I think I'll get in. I might not, but I have a pretty good sequence right now of tournaments. So it would be those 2. There may be one more challenger, then 25K. So it depends on how things go. Obviously depends if I get in the tournaments as well. It could be a couple of them I might not, but it looks like I will. So, first couple of challengers of the comeback, which will be interesting. Morelos is altitude. I won a future in altitude in Mexico last year, so I'm not saying I'm really good at it, but I got a good taste last year of playing in altitude, so hopefully I can get that going again. And And then Acapulco, I'm not sure like how it's gonna be, but yeah, got some challengers coming up, which is good. Thanks for the good lucks. And what else do I have to talk about here? That is it. I do need to talk about improve in a little bit, so just stay tuned for that because they are helping me. Just by the way, guys, again, I've talked about here improve. Improve is why I've been able to play and I've been able to compete. They are the ones, helping me stay out there, helping me with the bills and all that stuff. So thanks, Franklin, for the donation, man. So just making sure you guys, if you guys can join the school, we got some updates. I'm going to talk about them in a second, but here it is. Let me find interact. Just give me 1 second. Oh. All right, so here it is. Let me just put this all the way down here and here. Oh no, I did the wrong thing here. Sorry guys, it's live, so it's fine, it doesn't matter. We're gonna make some errors. We are gonna make some errors here. So I just want to get this down. Okay, so improve, remember, they're really the ones, so you can join my school here. My tennis HQ school. Why doesn't it go down? Go down. So you can join the My Tennis HQ school here. It'll be awesome. What do you mean I don't have an accent? So that's something that really helps me improve. Again, they're really helping me stay on tour and all that, and just joining. Again, if you're tired of all the BS that you see online, you don't know what's good, what's not, improve is for that. All the content in there, I handpicked, I selected, and it's all stuff that I like. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'm gonna answer some more of your questions. Here, Fuji. So what do we got here? Someone donated. Mr. Celtic, yours, all about it today. Work on his inside out patterns, open inside shot with depth shorting. Do you think Simon can go top 100 doubles? There's a lot of stuff there. Are you telling what he needs to do? I'm not sure. But, yeah, I think Simon can get to top 100, actually. Like, he's good, man. He's already, like, moving into challengers. The Challenger Tour in doubles is tough. It's really tough. There's a lot of good players playing the Challenger Tour doubles. So we'll see, but I think he can keep plucking away. He's obviously really good at doubles. No red clay, not for now, Sebastian. I will hopefully at some point play on clay, but for now I just want to focus on where I'm good, which is a hard court, and I'm trying to get as many points as possible. Like I've told you guys before, like the ranking is a bit of a game. You have to like go play where you think you're going to be good at and not waste weeks where you don't think you're going to be good. So, Itamar, have you met Daniel Kukerman? Yeah, I've played him once, actually. I lost to him. That's funny. Yeah, someone said I could have played the Challengers. He said in Portuguese in Florianopolis, which is a couple hours away from my house, from where I grew up. But unfortunately, I wasn't sure if I would be in. It's one of those things where I'm not sure if I'm going to be in. So yeah, it's sorry, I lost my train of thought. I got a text here. It's almost dog time. I would have gone if I knew I was going to be in it, but you don't know if you're going to be in it. It's hard to travel, right? So it's an interesting thing. Yeah, Improve works in Portugal. It works anywhere. App Store. Yes, I'm going to watch Marcus tonight. Do you know anyone playing at the highest level with a continental grip? No. No one plays the continental grip anymore. That's crazy. I mean, what's highest level? Like highest level on tour? Eastern, yes. There's guys that play Eastern, but continental, no. Oh, well, I guess, I mean, again, thanks, Mr. Celtic. First parts for Felix. I mean, yeah, like, if that's what you think he needs to do, then great. But I don't, you know. What was that? Oh, that's a good question. What's the best piece of advice you received outside of tennis? Oh, outside of tennis in general. Oh, that's good. Oh man. I think in general it's just that one book, like The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and it's just like kind of finding out what you should care about and what you shouldn't just not care about and let go. Not a guy that like is good at letting things go sometimes, and just like in general, I think in life and in tennis, it's like you got to be able to let go. So just kind of that concept of presence, of attention. It's an important thing, and it's a hard thing for me. But going back to that is always important. Like someone's like, what's being present? Being present is paying attention to whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is. And I was like, oh, that's just an interesting thing, right? So I go back to that a good amount of time. It's a good question. Kind of put me on the spot there. Did I play tennis in high school? Akira, I was in high school, but I wasn't playing tennis for a high school. I was playing ITFs and stuff like that. So not really, I guess that would be the question. Harrison Lee, would Marcos ever consider playing doubles somewhere? Absolutely. If I ever have the ranking for us to play doubles, we're playing doubles. That would be sick. How about that Spanish player who's good on grass? He has a Conti forehand grip. Bautista good? He doesn't have a continental forehand. It's Eastern, but it's not continental. Continental's a whole ball game. He might be close to that, but is starting tennis at 17 too late to go pro? Akira. Yeah, sorry, dude. Unless you're an absolute freak, like that would be the greatest story of all time. But otherwise, probably. What player has the best forehand on tour? Ooh, I think Carlos at this point. I think Carlos has the best forehand. Who else has good forehands? Oh, I think Carlos. From Chris93, how do you motivate yourself if you're getting crushed, like 6-0, 2-0, for example? Oh, that's tough, man. I mean, I personally try to laugh about it a little bit, and I try to be like, okay, this can't keep happening for too much longer, or it will just be an absolute. Honestly, sometimes it's easier to lose those matches 6-0, 6-2, and something like that, and you just move on. You're like, that was just a bad day, and you're like, move on. It's easier to move on than a tough match that you had an opportunity to win. But again, like it just depends on obviously who you're playing. If you're down 6-0, 2-0, but again the guy is a lot better than you, then that might be the expectation, right? So a lot of times I just like, if I'm playing a practice set, guys playing really well. I just played like Zach Svide a couple days ago. He's like 150, 130 in the world or whatever. And I lost like 6-2, 6-1, but I was playing really well. And I was like, great. I was like, oh, I'm doing the right things. It's fine. It's just he's playing a little bit better, and it is what it is. JJ's pretty Eastern. He's not continental, but he's pretty Eastern. Ben. So 9 UTR at 15, good enough to make D3 or even D1? Yeah, 15. You got 3 years to work, hopefully into the 10. You can make it in 10s, 11s maybe. You can make it to D1, D3 for sure. Are ITF juniors similar to future tournaments? Yeah. It's been a minute. They're similar. Maybe even a little bit better in some aspects. But I don't know anymore. I don't know about that ITF circuit anymore, really. From Nicholas here, is the Oz Open qualities a realistic goal for 2025? Would love to see you here one day. I'm good friends with the current top 200 guy. I know how hard of grind is to make it. Yeah, that would be an ideal scenario. Qualities of Australian Open. So we obviously have to finish 240. I would need to double my ranking right now, which is not easy. But or more than double my ranking, yeah, right? But that is a goal, and again, you don't need that many perfect weeks, but if you can get 2-3 more good ones, like really good ones, you can make it. I could make it, so that's a good goal, and that's the goal, right? The qualities of slams, which is I talk about in a video recently, so that's a big goal for me, and yeah, so hopefully I'll see you there in Australia 2025. But yeah. Let's see. A couple more questions. What is the level of ITF junior compared to 25K? It's not even comparable at all. You know what I mean? You might have a one or two really unbelievable guys, like a Fonseca who's technically still a junior, or some guys like that. Some of the top guys are basically like top 500 players, if not more. But aside from that, like a guy who's 30, 40, 50 in the world, you know, they're fine. They're perfect. Like I just played a kid. He almost beat me. He's top 10 in the world right now. He's a good player, but once you drop below that top 10, 20, none of those guys are like, whoa, you know, so. Yeah, I guess Gasquet is almost in the continental side. He is weird. Are there colleges that recruit 3.5 NTRP? No, I'm sorry, guys. I am continuing the 4.5 now. What series? I haven't been able to like get Winston like on the channel. I haven't been able to like I kind of lost the touch with creating the lessons, more like now I'm more into making this kind of videos. So I'm a bit uninspired by the lessons. I have a good amount of stuff here that I'm learning, that I'm writing down, and I have a lot of great, prompts that I want to write and then make videos about, but like, it's just not the time. I'm still too focused on the other stuff, on the pro stuff, so I haven't been able to like do that, but I will make it. Those are the only two series I'm gonna keep: the 4.5 now what, and obviously turning pro at 30 right now. So it will happen. For now, watch the old stuff, but it will come back. What else? Nelson Towler, do you watch much film of yourself and losses or your upcoming events? I do watch a lot of film on about myself. That's a big thing about having the channel. I recently for the past month, my serve rhythm had been off, like real off. I mean, it wasn't serving amazing, it wasn't serving awful, but it was just not right. I was like, it's not what it's been, and I always go back to the match where I play Moreno, that practice match that I served really well, and I watched that. I'm like, what was I doing? What are the movements? What is this? Is there simplicity, the height, the toss, all those things? And I can look into newer matches and then be like, oh, okay. So I know in my head matches where I did this really well, that really well, that really well, that I can always go back to and watch and hopefully try to replicate that feeling. So having all this footage is really nice, and I do, when I can watch some of my opponents, I like to watch them just so I can kind of look at their tendencies, serve, what parts of the court that they really enjoy playing, what parts of the court they don't, and can visualize a little bit more already going into the match. Like, here are the spots I need to hit, here are the spots I need to avoid, and then obviously make adjustments as we go. We know you're from Brazil, but do you speak Portuguese? Eu falo português, eu sou brasileiro, gente. Eu sou brasileiro, eu sei falar português, eu só não falo português porque ninguém no Brasil me ajuda. Ninguém nunca me deu nada no Brasil, não adianta. Tipo, as pessoas, você é brasileiro, tem que representar o Brasil. Nunca ganhei nada no Brasil, ninguém nunca me ajudou, nunca ganhei uma aula de card, nunca ganhei nada. Eu não vou fazer conteúdo em português, em inglês. I'm going to say that in English. I won't be making content in Portuguese. Because, like, why would I do that, right? Like, I in English, I can reach a much broader audience. So, yes, I speak Portuguese. I am Brazilian. I represent Brazil in the rankings. But, unfortunately, I'm kind of nobody for Brazil. Like, I've never been helped aside from when I was a junior. After that, it sort of, like, went to college. In Brazil, going to college is ending your career. And so, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I've created my own thing. I'm able to play, for my tennis HQ, really. So that's what it is. How many days of the week do you do fitness versus tennis? I do fitness and tennis probably 5 times a week. Harrison Lee, what's your favorite cheat meal? In and out. All right, and most fun video for you to make. I was actually just watching the video I made from Ojai last year. This is probably my worst performing video ever. And it was the most fun I've ever had. It was like a cool sort of vloggy style, but like it had a story about Ojai and whatnot. And I had a great time making that video, and it did terribly. I don't care. It was super fun. And like, it's one of the ones that I watch back and I don't feel very cringy. I was like, oh, that was a good video. That was fun. And I wish I could make more of that if the algorithm did allow me. Not playing Ojai this year, unfortunately. Like, I gotta keep playing pros. Anyways, I will be ending it here soon. I just want to bring out something real quick. So Gmail. Let me just check my Gmail. I like doing these. I'm gonna do some from Mexico. I'm gonna be playing the tournaments there. I'm gonna be doing some from Mexico. So just going back to improve here, guys. So if you guys can join the school here. So again, Improve has been like, they're my main sponsors. Let me just change here the URL. All right, so here, my tennis HQ school. Okay, cool. So I need to, all these lives will be presented by Improve. They're like, again, my main sponsor. Without them, there's no playing pros. Okay, there just isn't. Like, I can't afford traveling around the world playing pros, and they're helping me with that. And we have this awesome My Tennis HQ school in there, and the work in there they've been putting has been awesome. It's from my friend Clay, and we have a new update. So the 1.4 update. We're going to talk about more in future lives and channels and whatnot. But we got 3 main things that people ask about off the app. So now we have golden threads. So more videos from me guiding through my tennis improvement journey. So as I go along and learn new things and maybe talk about them in different lives or in just some quick clips, I send them to my friend Clay Thompson, not the basketball player. And he adds them to that. So sometimes if I have a little breakthrough moment, I will just quickly record something and send out to him, and so everyone gets that. So you can see that stuff, a lot of that. So just a lot more clips of my progress that sometimes I won't be able to share like here in like a large format, right? And now we also have number 2, we have in-app browsing. So no need to leave the app anymore. When completing action items, everything is done in the app. A lot of people ask for that, so we have that on the version 1.4. And number 3, we got recently added action items, so you never miss any new action item. So, you know, if you haven't joined the school, but if you're interested to try it out, download it now. Go to Improve on the App Store or improveapp.com here. It really helps me. It's a very, very, very cheap subscription. We keep adding content in there. It's a really fun way for people to learn. It's a little bit different, right? Again, we get it overwhelmed by all the stuff online. So, you know, the stuff in there just helps us, right? And then bonus, we obviously, you guys know I've been doing a lot of fitness and kind of getting into that journey again, which I had been out of it for a good amount of time. And obviously, you know, my coach Andrew has been awesome with that. And he has his app, Fit for Tennis. So everyone who is an Improved subscriber gets 20% off the Fit for Tennis app. And there's a lot more content from Fit for Tennis now on Improved. So a lot of people ask me here, workouts and routines and all that stuff. Everything is in there as well. It's not something that I specialize. I just do it. Andrew is great, so you can also follow Andrew on social media for his stuff. But his app is amazing. Improve app is great, and then now you guys can have a little bit of discount if you wanna use, you know, if you wanna actually get serious about improving and all that. Both things, footwork, right? Getting fitter, and obviously getting the right information. So Improve for you guys. Just wanted to give them a shout out again. They will be sponsoring these live streams. And I want you to get as many people, a lot of people here donated money and all that stuff. Just join the app. You don't have to donate here. Just go and join the app. It really helps me. And again, without Improve, I'm not able to do this. I'm unable to play professional tennis. So we have a good partnership going on, and I really appreciate them. Yeah, see, I do look fitter. I've heard it. Even my fiance, who doesn't know much, she's like, "You look like you move side to side better now," and I feel that way too. So it's just great stuff from obviously from my friend Clay. Thank you, Chris. Use that $10 though, and go sign up for Improve. You know what I mean? That would be improveapp.com. Here, I'll go improveapp.com. No. Okay, so appreciate it. Thanks for joining the live. I was gonna do just 1 hour, and now we're here for maybe an hour and a half almost. But really appreciate that. I will be seeing you guys from Mexico next time, and I don't know what we're posting soon because I don't have that many videos planned. So I've been training hard and not having that much time. Thank you very much. See you guys on the next one.